sit on the throne. Okay, I'm sort of okay with that. I'm going to answer the questions you might have. That's sort of what this panel is about. Later on, we're doing our following panel at 6 o'clock at the same location. That will be more of a performance because I'll be talking about giant robots and superheroes and having lots of cool slides and video. It's going to be a lot of fun. So that's where I'm going to be sort of doing my spiel. But I'm here right now to answer the questions you guys might have. So, let the wild rumpus begin. Yes. So this is a question I get a lot. Would I consider doing the role if I were offered it? And my answer to this question is, do actors refuse work?
No!
No. Am I an actor? Yes. Why in the world would I ever say no? Excuse me, if you over here, we're making Ghost of the Shell movie, and we decided you get to wear the mullet, and you want to play Douglas. And I'm going to say, I'm sorry, Steve, I'm really busy. I got to wash my hair. Yes, I would be happy with it. Of course, when this film will get made, we'll never know. Because I just actually saw the Adventures of Tintin, which was a little weird. The whole movie, I kept going, why is this live action? Like, it's so close to live action. But, Spielberg got the right to do a Tintin movie back in 1983. So it's taken this long to make a Tintin movie. So I'm not holding my breath for a Ghost of the Shell movie anytime soon. But yeah, they want me to play Bullet Boy? Sure, I got no problem with that. Any other questions? In the back of the room.
Oh, you.
Yes.
Did you enjoy, you remember the games called Digital Devil Saga at all?
I think so.
You played the character Heat?
Okay.
That was an awesome game, and I loved your voice in it.
I do enjoy playing video games.
Yes.
The problem is that, I do enjoy playing the characters in video games. I also enjoy playing video games, but I usually get paid to do it. But I do enjoy playing characters in video games. The challenge is that video game recording is very strange because we record our character by ourselves, and we don't get to see the show afterwards, right? If we're doing an anime, we're doing it to the picture, and if the show's going on, we get to sort of see how the show is. And then if we want to watch the show, it's like a half-hour show or a 2-hour movie. It's not 80 hours of Final Fantasy. Which is cool and all, but with the number of games that I do, if I had to play every damn game I was in to see how the game turned out, I wouldn't be here right now. I had carpal tunnel, and I'd have to be like prying controllers from my aiming. So yes, it was a lot of fun with the characters. Do I remember that much about it? Unfortunately, no, because I didn't get to see much of it. That's where YouTube comes. I get on YouTube and go, what did I see this? Oh, yeah, that looks good. Okay, cool. Yes. When are we going to finish the developing OVA? Well, we have recorded up through episode 8. And I actually just tweeted a couple days ago that I went in, Saturday? I went in Thursday to take a commentary for episode 8. You got excited? Yeah, I'm very excited. Yeah. Turn it on. We turn it down. That's great. Thank you. The voice is gone. Are you excited? I'm saying it's cool now, man. I'm excited. We recorded all the actor performances that we recorded for all through episode 8 of the Ultimate OVA. There's no character that leaps to mind. Obviously, when it comes to domestic animation, I have no idea. Like, I have no idea what's in the pipeline for being produced. I mean, maybe they're producing a Ghost Rider animated series. I would love to be a part of that. But, I don't know anything about that until it becomes the 80s. When it comes to anime, I haven't had the time to actually watch any anime that hasn't already been brought over. So I honestly don't know. And I look at, the one person I do keep track of is Miyazaki. And already, I think it's dubbed already. I think it's probably before the dub word already. But when I first looked at it, I was like, I don't think there's a character in there for me. So there's something actually sort of shown to play carefully. I've been happily surprised by the characters I have been cast as recently. I was happily surprised to be cast as Shizuo and Rana. I walked in and Japanese producers looked at me, oh. I was only going to say, you're going to cast me as a blonde cat, right? Yeah. That was cool. And I also played, I was cast in a new game from Blizzard called Diablo 3. You may have heard of it. But I play one of the main player characters. I'm a male wizard in Diablo 3, which is pretty cool. And so I don't know, that's in beta right now. They gave me a beta key. I never go home and play it. But I don't know when it's going to be released in Diablo 3. So that's all I can really talk about right now. Blackness in the front. I gotta get this girl in black in front, and then we'll get next to Jen. Right. What type of prep work do I do to get into character? This is the thing about voice acting is that usually there is no prep work because you have no idea what you're recording. You have to sort of show up in the studio. They say, "Here, they're playing a Smurf," and off you go. But obviously with Alucard, because he's a recurring character that I've been playing for a while, most of what I have to do for Alucard is get and I think for most characters, for me, is to get physically prepared, especially for Alucard, because he has to be so deep. Excuse me. Breakfast was really good. Alucard has to be so deep and resonant. And in order to get those really low tones, I have to be incredibly relaxed. And my not has to be warm. It can't be cold because then I get all shivery and I can't do it. But my voice has to be relaxed, everything has to be relaxed, and then I can scream rip somebody's head off. So it's like, okay, so there's sort of that Alucard can be very challenging because to get the tones I want when he's relaxed, and then to get the sounds I want when he's ripping people's heads off, sort of tear my voice in two directions. But in general, that's usually the preparation that I do for characters is making sure that vocally I'm in the right place. If I'm doing a kiln from Melancholy Harvey's Museum, I warm up my voice differently because I actually want to get the higher register open, not the lower register. If I come and go, hi, Susie, what are you doing? It's not so great. So actually that was something that happened during the Harvey's Museum movie. When we were dubbing the movie, which is basically Kiln's Hamlet, he basically doesn't shut up for 2.5 hours. And it's 2 hours. It's a lot of kills. It took me about 43 to 45 hours in the booth to record all of Kiln's lines for a 2-hour movie. And we could only record about 4 hours a day. We didn't record every day because I was dead. But one day they said, can we try to do 6 hours? Can we do 4 hours in the morning, take a break for lunch, and then do another 2 hours? And I said, we can try, but I'm not promising my voice will hold up. And sure enough, we did 4 hours, we took a break for lunch, we came back, and about halfway through that 6th hour, my voice started getting raspy because I've been doing this character for 4 hours. And I said, this voice is like the entire time because you're inside your head. And I said, guys, I can keep going, but it won't sound like Kim anymore. Like, the voice is just done. It's tired. You gotta go home and rest. So that's usually most preparation. In the front. My favorite character voice, I cheat on that one, Did I cosplay as them? No. But, and I lived in London, actually, early on in my career. I went to the NBA, so they asked me to cosplay as Avatar. So I did, and I thought, well, what the hell, you know, and so I showed up as a costume, and it's actually, I think there's still pictures of it on my website. And I would meet people and go, hi, I'm the voice actor, and no, you're not. Like, literally, no voice actors long as I'm dressed up in costume. So I learned my lesson on women. However, that being said, an interesting thing happened while I was recording Wolf's Rain. We recorded Wolf's Rain at the studio, a wonderful studio run by a friend of mine, but he really likes to keep the studio cold. I don't know why. It's always freezing in there. And so I went to record, and I had, we were recording, and the engineer was complaining because every time I tried to speak, there was this squeak noise. He's like, I'm hearing this squeak noise every time it's like when you breathe in, it squeaks. And I'm like, is it me? Is it my throat? He's like, no, it's not your throat, but it's something. And we realized I was wearing a t-shirt that was stretchy. So it had some sort of like spandex or lycra in it, to make it sort of stretchy. And for whatever reason, because of the rubber in it, whenever I would go, it would squeak. And I didn't even notice it. And they're like, yeah. And so what we did was like, well, you're going to have to take the shirt off. So, and Mary Elizabeth, the woman was directing, so she's in the director's seat, and it was black, I'm in the booth. And she's like, well, I guess you have to take your shirt off. I was like, okay. So I take my shirt off, but it's freezing in the room. Right? And I have to have my leather jacket, so I put my leather jacket on. So now I look like Sule. Like I'm standing there with the leather jacket on, no shirt on. Mary Elizabeth's like, I'll take my shirt off, God. Who do you think that's about? So, yeah, I think that's the closest I've come to cosplaying as Sule. I guess I could be like a method voice acting or something. In the back. No, go ahead. Yes, in the red. That's a very good question. She was asking me about the character of the goddess in Players, which is the first major role that I got cast as, the first lead role in anime. I'd done a couple of big characters in Players before that, but the goddess was the first one. And what happened with the first season of that show, they had done the first so I knew I was going to be auditioning for that role. And so I, like a good theater actor, thought I would try to research my part. And so I went to my local anime store, and I asked them to put in a videotape of it so I could listen to his voice, so I could try to match his voice. Because I assumed they want me to voice match him. But he's got a very tenor voice, and I'm a baritone, so I was really struggling to try to match his tone quality. So I came to the audition, and I'm trying my best, and I'd done some work with the director before, and the director looked at me and said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm trying to voice match the guy from before." He's like, "Don't do that, just do it your way." I was like, "Oh my God, whew, shake it off," and I did Bill Cottage my way. I said, "This is what I think Bill Cottage is sound like." And they said, "Great, you're hired." Okay. There was, luckily they sort of psychologically released me from any self-consciousness about the earlier performance that they wanted me to do. I'm going to go here and then to the red. Yes? I have two heads. I'll answer both of them. Go ahead.
You kind of inspired me to try out voice acting, but I can't get my voice really low. The lowest I can go is about how Bria Valencia does Steel Patronized.
Okay.
But do you have any tips of how to train on it or something like that?
Why do you want your voice so low?
Like, because in case I needed it to go lower or to go higher, or if it's something I needed to not in my frequency.
Here's the thing. Everyone thinks that voice acting is about not using your natural voice. And actually, nothing could be further from the truth. If you listen to Tom Kenny, the guy who plays SpongeBob, have you heard him speak normally? It's really not that far from SpongeBob. Bill Foggerbob, who plays Patrick, he sort of just sounds like this, you know? You know? And you know what? He sounded like that with Gargoyles. He did the animated Gargoyles. He played Gargoyles. You guys are my partner. You know, I mean, that's how Bill Foggerbob sounds. The girl who plays Annie Cheeks. That's sort of how she sounds. I mean, she dials up the accent a little bit, but it's not far from her natural voice. So I think if you want to pursue voice acting, you need to work with your natural voice. If you've got a high, young voice, I don't know, that might be useful in cartoons. They have a lot of girls with high voices in cartoons. It's crazy. So why would you want to not take advantage of that, you know? Besides, there are women who have voices that are lower than yours, and you'll never be able to compete with them. So why try? Like, it'd be like me trying to go up against James Earl Jones.
Woo!
I will follow. No.
Stay with frame! Yeah, you say that.
Your voice will change slightly, but it will not change nearly as drastically as the main voice. And might as well take advantage of it while you're 12. I mean, use it like there's a story that a teacher of mine, Pat Fraley, once said, where he was doing an animated show, and there was a kid there, and this boy, and his voice was cracking. And then the guy tried to do his line was cracking, right? And he was getting so frustrated. And he's like, God, I wish my voice would crack like that. And Pat Fraley was like, are you insane? That's why you got cast. You got cast because they want a young, awkward boy whose voice is cracking. Make money, dude! Shut up and make money! Right? Make money with what you got. We need all kinds of voices. That's the beauty of voice acting. It doesn't matter what you look like. Can you act? That's what we want to know. Can you act and play the character? And if you can act, you will find that we need all kinds of voices. So what you're asking is, I want to learn how to make my voice flexible, play different characters. That's a good thing to explore. Sure, try to do different characters. Try to imitate different characters. Try to imitate celebrities. That's always useful. Lord knows, I've made a lot of money imitating celebrities. I do voice matching for celebrities all the time. It's great. But just saying, I want my voice to be lower sounds like I don't like my voice. I want my voice to be different. But no, you don't want your voice to be different. You want your voice to be yours, My voice is mine. Everyone else would probably think, oh, that sounds like a Crispin Freeman character. Well, there was a time there weren't any Crispin Freeman characters. I just sounded like me, And I just showed up and acted to the best of my ability, and then we sort of went from there. So work with your own natural voice. And, might I advise you, if you haven't checked it out already, I have an entire podcast about voice acting that I suggest you listen to. It's called Voice Acting Mastery. It's at voiceactingmastery.com. Confusing, I know. But you He's in my sweet spot. The first character I had to play that was sort of like Hachi was Alma from Witch Hunter Robin. What I mean by that is that these are the kind of characters who sort of talk monotone the entire time, and they're going to do like this, and they're just going to say like that, and you get really bored after a while because they're so boring, right? This is the problem with those kinds of characters, is that they can fall dead very quickly, like you don't believe what they're saying. Also, vocally, it's quite tricky, because when you start to try to talk like this, your voice goes out, you know? So I think it's much easier to do big, loud characters that are screaming. You know, your voice doesn't go out because you've got plenty, you're moving plenty of air. You have to play these characters who are so cool, they're almost comatose. It actually takes much better breath control to pull them off. And I was really frustrated at first when I was playing Alma because it was taking me longer to get the reads I wanted than it took to do something like even from Children. It was like crazy, going all over the place. So but once I figured out how to do it, once I figured out how to manage my breath, and once I figured out how to make sure that the intention is always there, so that even if it's very understated, it's very clear that it thinks you're worthless. You know? To have that kind of, to really feel what these are about, even when he's using very narrow range of expression. I had to figure that out on Alma and Alex Rowe from Last Exile. And, you know, I got cast as the brooders a lot. And so when Itachi came along, I was like, oh, I see. And then it was just a matter of understanding what he was on about. The key to playing those characters is figuring out what they were said about. With Alex Rowe, I watched the first couple episodes of Last Exile, and I said, it's about a girl. He was said about a girl. And I was right. I was even told he was said about a girl. With Witch Hunter Robin, I couldn't figure out what Robin was upset about. I was like, it's not a girl. He was upset about something else. And then literally, I had to watch all 24 episodes of the 26 to finally figure out what his damage was. Before I could play it properly. And I was like, oh, that's what he's upset about. With Itachi, I looked at it, and I was like, I think he loves his brother. And people were like, no! I mean, I should think of the email exchanges, because people would be like, why do you think Itachi does what he does? And I think, because I think he loves his brother. No, he doesn't! No, he doesn't! You're just being master! You're just being evil! And I'm like, you don't spend that much time stressing over somebody unless you care about them. You can't hate someone unless you care about them. If you don't care about someone, you can't hate them. They're just annoying. You're just like, whatever, kid, you know? The fact that it's attached all up in his business, I'm like, he obviously cares about his brother. And then sure enough, lo and behold, 2 years later it comes out, he cares about his brother. I'm like, call him.
Is it hard to get into Alucard's character because he's all like super like a monster and all that?
You know, it's interesting. I don't find it hard necessarily to get into Alucard's character. That's not the challenge with Alucard. The challenge with Alucard is getting into his voice. What I mean by that is Alucard, like Shizuo, are these characters who are a force of nature. They're bigger than a person. They are, you know, a hurricane incarnate. And in order to represent that, I mean, that's like, you know, Gandalf against the Balrog. You shall not pass! I mean, it has to be of that kind of scale. So, for me, emotionally, I have no resistance against that. I will go straight to that place of just, you know, raw rage. No problem. Can my voice stay with me? That's the challenge. I always have to be taking care of my voice to make sure that in the middle of this maelstrom, I'm not blowing my cord down my throat, you know? And so that's really the challenge with Alucard. But I have been told that other actors have a problem with that, because actually, it was my wife who said, you know, Crispin, you can play these characters that are in this crazy rage, and not many other actors can do that. I was like, really? But it's so fun! I mean, it's so fun to shoot the scenery and just rip everything to shreds. But a lot of people have problems expressing their anger. I love them. So I love it. I feel actually I freaked out some actors in a recording session. We were doing Spectacular Spider-Man, and I was playing Electro. the electricity was affecting his brain. So that, electricity coursing through you. So, of course, he's going to start to go a little crazy. He's going to start to go a little mad. And so, I dressed up all nice and pretty, because, it was a recording session with other people. It wasn't just by myself. So, and, they're all doing sort of cool, yeah, I'm Peter Parker, but hey, I'm, Eddie Rock, and yeah, I'm Mary Jane. And they're all getting super cool and hip, which is great. It's awesome. And then I come up and I'm like, and literally, they all just started moving away from me. Because I'm dressed like this, I'm like, hey guys, how do you doing? Spider-Man! And they're like, what is his deal? Who's wrong with this kid? So yeah, it's not a problem for me, I have a problem on there. Maybe for others, they gotta work themselves up and, relive past hurts when they were a child. I hate you. I love your shake, I hate your shake. But there you go. All right, Rose, the back. Rose, Carnation, whatever it is.
Yeah. But when you did the endless 8 art as TO, how boring was it to record the same line 8 times?
Was it tedious to record the endless 8? The only thing that was tedious about the endless 8, I don't mind doing it 8 times. I've been in theater shows where we've done 150 performances of the same show, night after night, 8 times a week. So, doing 8 versions of the same episode is not the problem. The problem is that the animation was different. And I thought they were doing it to save money. Every show was animated completely differently. They didn't save a dime, right? They actually probably spent more money. But the problem was that the animation was made for the Japanese. So we'd see a scene, and one scene would be, the line would be 4 flaps. And then 3 episodes later, it would be 6 flaps. I'm like, okay, so then do we do a 6-flap version now? And we change it from the one that was before? Does it be exactly the same? Or what, and so trying to keep track of all the different versions and how we did every line in each different version, that's what was maddening. That was like brain fry. I felt bad for the director because he had all 8 scripts open at once, and he cross-referencing with me all of them, trying to figure out what the hell we said, 2 weeks ago. So that's what was difficult. It was just keeping track of everything. Bookkeeping was difficult for me to understand. In the front field, gentlemen. So for those of you who don't know, I played Straight Cougar